Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is another book review. This is books 6 and 7, as this will be a double review. But again, books 6 and 7 are out of the books that I have read so far. So this is a book review on or about Hocus Pocus and then the all-new sequel by A.W. Jantha, yeah. So I will briefly go over the synopsis and then go from there. And I will do the synopsis for both books and then just kind of jump into the two of them. Um, so Hocus Pocus is believed or beloved by Halloween enthusiasts all over the world. Diving once more into the world of witches, this electrifying two-part young adult novel released on the 25th anniversary of the 1993 film marks a new era of the Hocus Pocus marks a new era of Hocus Pocus. Fans will be spellbound by fresh retelling of the original film, followed by the all-new sequel that continues the story with the next generation of Salem teens. Shortly after moving to California to Salem, or from California to Salem, Massachusetts, Max Dennison finds himself in hot water when he accidentally releases a coven of witches, the Sanderson sisters from the afterlife. Max, his sister, and his new friends, human and otherwise, must find a way to stop the witches from carrying out their evil plan and remaining on Earth to torture or to torment Salem for all eternity. So that middle bar or that particular section is all about the first original story, and then this next bit is about the sequel. 25 years later, Max and Allison's 17-year-old daughter, Poppy, finds herself face to face with the Sanderson sisters in all of their sinister glory. When Halloween celebrations don't quite go as planned, it's a race against time as Poppy and her friends fight to save her family and all of Salem from the witch's last death-defying scheme. Okay, so I watched the movie for the first time last year, and I don't mind the story. So this is the first time I've read them. I don't mind the story. It was a fun, simple story. So as I was saying, like I said, I don't mind the story. I thought it was a cute story. I thought it was a fun story, very original. I think I enjoyed the book a bit more than I did the movie, just because the movie came off, for such a serious thing, it came off a little on the childish side at times. And that could just be the personality of the witches. I don't know. Hard to explain how I felt about the movie, but I didn't mind. I think I preferred the book, like I said, a little bit more to the movie. Out of the two of them, I think I definitely preferred the second book to the first one, just because it focused a lot less on the whole eating children thing, whereas the first one, when that was the primary focus. And maybe that's why it bugged me a little bit, just because I tend to be a little sensitive when it comes to children and their well-being. So I think the first one just, I don't know. I didn't mind it. It was a good story. It was a cute story, a very original story. But like I said, it just didn't sit great on me, I guess. And as opposed to the second one, where I enjoyed that way more. I really enjoyed the characters from both books, and I think that's why I enjoyed the second one more, because every single character came back in their own way. There were some new faces, new characters, but all the old ones came back to play in some form or another. And I enjoyed the second one more also because, again, I think there was more backstory in this one. There was more history to the Sanderson witches. There was more explanation with the family. In that respect, as the second one led off as like it was gearing up for another book. So I'm actually kind of hoping maybe there will be a third one, and that they will exploit more about the history behind the Sandersons family. I'd like to know more about the history. I always find that fascinating. So I definitely enjoyed the second one, I think, way more than the first one. The first one was very cut and dry. Bad guys show up, kids prevail, definitely have to go through some obstacles, but in the end, kids prevail. And the second one, it was a little bit more in depth. It felt a little bit more challenging, I guess. Yeah, again, bad guys show up, but there was way more obstacles to overcome. It seemed like every time they were going to achieve their goal, something would get in their way. So it was a better battle, in my opinion. There was a way more give and take in terms of you never really know what was going to happen. I mean, of course, in the end, everything is good to go, but it was way more, I guess, thriller-esque compared to the first one. The second one left me more on the edge of my seat, wanting to know what was going to happen. So again, I definitely would prefer the second book to the first one. And that's sort of the reason why I gave it 4 stars, was because if I were to, rate the first one, I probably would have given it 3, maybe 3.5 stars. Whereas the fourth one, I really enjoyed that more than the first one, so I'd give that one 4. So overall, as a whole, between the two, it for me would be about 4 stars. So I definitely would be interested in reading another book if they come out with one, because as I said, the second one seemed to lead into the base idea of another book, and I wouldn't mind reading more about the story. So yeah, that was my, I guess, intake or my perspective on the 2 stories. I know this is a Halloween favorite, but I can't say it's one of mine. At least not the first one. Second one wasn't too bad. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to my rambles on Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. I greatly appreciate for all of you who are new to my channel checking this out. I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. And for those of you who are repeating followers, I greatly appreciate your love and support. And I will see you all in the next video.